Baseball, a sport steeped in nearly 200 years of tradition, continues to surprise with its ever-evolving strategies and clever rule-bending tactics. MLB players constantly devise new methods to outsmart opponents, umpires, and even themselves. Among these clever maneuvers, one play stands out as the smartest in baseball history, so ingenious that MLB eventually had to ban it. This trick was so effective that it not only changed the game but also inspired a modern running tactic now prevalent in MLB. Before diving into this exceptional play, let's consider some other notable but less brilliant strategies. One such play is the suicide squeeze, a high-risk maneuver where a runner on third base attempts to steal home while the batter simultaneously bunts. If the bunt is successful and fair, the runner scores easily. However, if the batter fails to bunt the ball properly, the runner is out every time. Additionally, if the batter swings and misses or hits the ball foul, the runner can get hit by the swing or the thrown ball, making the play highly dangerous and often futile. An interesting, albeit legal, aspect of the suicide squeeze involves the batter's ability to swing at the ball if the catcher steps in front of home plate during a pitch. This can disrupt the catcher and potentially allow the runner to score. However, this approach is largely pointless because, according to the rules, if the catcher steps in front of the batter during a pitch, it results in a balk. Despite these examples of baseball's strategic depth, the smartest play of all time involves a trick so brilliant that it altered the game's rules. This particular play demonstrated such innovation and effectiveness that MLB had to intervene, highlighting its profound impact on the sport. In baseball, strategies can be as daring as they are creative, and one of the most inventive plays involves the hit-and-run strategy. This tactic, though risky, can be incredibly effective when executed well. A standout example of this came in 2016, when Chase Anderson pulled off a brilliant but controversial play against the Reds. With a runner on third attempting to steal home, Anderson, keenly aware of the danger, threw the ball directly at the batter at the last moment. The batter was hit by the pitch, rendering the ball dead, which meant the runner was sent back to third base and didn't score. This move, while highly astute, angered the Reds, especially since Anderson had already hit 3 batters in that game. When Anderson came up to bat next, he was promptly hit by a pitch himself, a clear retaliation from the Reds. In contrast, the hit-and-run strategy generally involves a runner stealing second base while the batter attempts to hit the ball, ideally putting it on the ground to advance the runner. If executed correctly, the runner advances to second even if the batter is out at first. However, the batter must swing regardless of the pitch, increasing the risk of failure. A memorable instance of this strategy gone awry occurred with Pablo Sandoval. Facing a pitch that was inside, Sandoval, trying to avoid getting hit, forgot to swing at the ball. This blunder almost led to disaster as the runner, Brandon Belt, who was notably slow, was on the verge of being thrown out at second base. These examples highlight the delicate balance between brilliance and risk in baseball strategies. Whether it's the cleverness of Anderson's play or the awkwardness of Sandoval's mishap, they both underscore the high-stakes nature of decision-making in the game. Baseball is a game where even the most unconventional moves can turn into brilliant plays. A prime example of this is a clever maneuver by Pablo Sandoval, who, faced with a pitch already in the catcher's glove, decided to swing anyway. While this move initially appeared nonsensical, it disrupted the catcher's rhythm, leading to a poor throw. As a result, Brandon Belt, who would have been out at second base, advanced to third. 2 batters later, Belt scored, demonstrating how sometimes the most seemingly foolish actions can be strategically sound. Another innovative play comes from the University of Kentucky, known for their aggressive base running and inventive tactics. Their trick involved runners on the corners with a left-handed pitcher on the mound. Since the pitcher's back was turned to the runner on third base, the runner could attempt to steal home without being immediately visible. Normally, if a runner tries to steal home and the pitcher's back is turned, the whole team shouts to alert the pitcher. The pitcher then steps off the mound and throws home, usually resulting in an out. Kentucky exploited this situation by having the runner on third steal home while simultaneously sending the runner on first to steal second base. When the team yelled out to alert the pitcher, he assumed they were referring to the runner on first, whom he was watching. Meanwhile, the runner on third, who had intentionally fallen on his face, took advantage of the confusion. By the time the pitcher turned to check on him, the runner had already crossed home plate. The pitcher, bewildered by the unexpected turn of events, was further disoriented when the runner who had fallen managed to get up and steal second base as well. With runners on first and third, Kentucky had a wealth of strategic options at their disposal: double steals, fakes, suicide squeezes, and more. Their inventive play showcased how creativity and quick thinking can lead to game-changing outcomes. In the realm of baseball, ingenious strategies can sometimes redefine the game. One such brilliant and unconventional tactic involved a team that discovered a loophole in the rules regarding base running. This innovative play took advantage of a peculiar rule: runners must stay within 3 feet of the base path, but a base path is only established when a tag attempt is made. Until then, the runner's path is technically undefined. This team exploited this rule by having a runner take an extreme lead into right field, sometimes up to 50 feet away from the base. With runners on first and third, the strategy was designed to create confusion and take advantage of the pitcher's dilemma. If the pitcher tried to throw to the runner in right field to pick him off, the runner on third would easily score. The pitcher, unsure how to handle the situation, initially walked toward the outfielder but didn't throw the ball, knowing that this would allow the runner on third to score. Instead, the pitcher threw to second base, but the runner in right field simply ran further out into the outfield. The pitcher, now caught in a tough spot, didn't want to chase the runner into the outfield, which would only allow the runner on third to score. Eventually, the pitcher threw to a fielder near the outfielder. The runner on third scored safely, and the outfielder then advanced to second base. Due to the fact that the runner was never technically out of the base path while in the outfield, since the base path is a straight line from where the runner is standing to the base they are attempting to reach, all runners were safe. The confusion and astonishment were palpable, as this tactic had been overlooked for over a century. Not sliding increases a runner's speed and creates a higher chance of scoring if a runner is on third base. It also often throws off fielders, who are not accustomed to this unconventional approach, leading to mistakes. However, some argue that this strategy is dangerous and that MLB should consider outlawing it, especially since it can cause injuries or disrupt the game. A notable example of this strategy's controversial impact involved a player who initially thrived by using a similar trick but saw his career derailed when MLB eventually banned the tactic. This clever maneuver not only scored a run but also demonstrated how an innovative play could influence the game. It led to a new base running hack that quickly gained traction throughout the league, proving that sometimes the most unconventional strategies can be the most effective. In baseball, the dynamics of force plays and scoring can sometimes lead to surprising outcomes. Typically, a play at second base is a force out, meaning if the defense gets the ball to second base before the runner is out and no run scores. However, Nolan Gorman challenged this conventional wisdom with a clever move during a crucial moment. With the bases loaded in 2 outs, Paul Goldschmidt hit a routine grounder that the shortstop fielded and flipped to second base. To everyone's surprise, Gorman did not slide into the base. Instead, he sprinted right past it and was tagged out. Though Gorman was tagged out, the run had already scored because the play was not a force out. As a result, the run counted, proving that not sliding could strategically benefit the offensive team. Gorman's unorthodox approach quickly caught on, and teams across the league began employing similar tactics. The Yankees, for instance, used this strategy with the bases loaded, leading to an error by the fielding team. This mistake allowed all runners to advance safely, and Aaron Judge capitalized by hitting a grand slam. The following day, a similar play led to a fielder's error in 2 runs scoring, showcasing how this technique could disrupt the defense. Before delving deeper into this topic, let's hear a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Factor. If you were in the major leagues, you would enjoy meals prepared by gourmet chefs with the healthiest ingredients, allowing you to look and feel great without the hassle of cooking or shopping. You're not a professional athlete, and gourmet meals can be pricey, but that's changing with Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen meals straight to your doorstep, prepared by gourmet chefs. You can have a delicious meal ready in as little as 2 minutes with over 35 options to choose from each week. They offer Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, Vegan, and Veggie choices, along with 60+ weekly add-ons like breakfast, snacks, and beverages. Factor's meals are not only quick and tasty but also more affordable than constantly ordering takeout. I've been enjoying Factor for over a year, and it's consistently impressed me with its convenience and quality. To make it even better, you can get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month's orders by going to factor75.com and using code BASABLLDUSNT50. That's code BASABLLDUSNT50 at factor75.com for your discount. When Caps debuted in the minors with this new delivery, umpires deemed it illegal and forced him out of the game. What makes this trick so clever is that while it is technically against the rules, it highlights a subtle truth. According to the rules, a pitcher's back foot must remain in contact with the rubber. However, in practice, it's nearly impossible to enforce this strictly, as slow-motion replays often show that pitchers slightly shift their position. Switching gears to another clever trick, let's talk about Carter Capps. He had an innovative idea: if he stood closer to the batter, it would be harder for them to hit him. While pitchers have been employing similar tactics for years, such as Nolan Ryan, who admitted to pitching 6 inches in front of the rubber when needing a big strikeout, this practice is against the rules. Despite its illegality, pitchers often use this tactic to gain an edge. For instance, in 2010, the Dodgers accused Ted Lilly of inching in front of the rubber to gain an advantage. Although the Dodgers brought this to the umpire's attention, the umpire did not call him for it. From the umpire's angle, detecting such small movements can be challenging. This trick, though illegal, continues to be a subtle but significant part of baseball strategy. Carter Capps took the trick of inching closer to the batter to an extreme level. Initially, with a normal delivery, he had an ERA over 5 and struggled in the minors. But after adopting this strategy, Capps, who was already 6 feet 5 inches with a 98 miles per hour fastball, gained over 8 feet of extension by leaping towards the batter. This adjustment effectively reduced his pitching distance from 62 feet to 54 feet, making his 98 miles per hour fastball reach the plate as quickly as a 101 miles per hour fastball.